Okay, good evening, Mr. Hendra. In today's chance, me as the team number 11 want to present our final work, our uh, final research on diagnosis glaucoma using SVM with my self, uh, David May Norton, with the N NIM 067, and my partner.
Nala Ilma Kamila with the name 003.
Okay, let's
Okay,
start the today uh, discussions with the learning content.
the learning content. Okay, uh, the learning content is a discussion this discussion in this discussion. One, we have introduction. Two, materials and methods. Three, testing. Four, result. Five, conclusion. Okay, next. Hmm, what is glaucoma? The glaucoma is characterized by dysfunction and loss of original ganglion cells of RGCS, with resulting structural change to the optic nerve health, retinal nerve fiber layer or RNFL, tightness and ganglion cells, and inner plexiform layers, as well as loss of the visual field.
So glaucoma is not normal changes on eyes on thickness of RNFL in result of loss of visual field. Next.
Thanks. Uh, the diagnosis challenge for glaucoma is one, misdiagnosis. The misdiagnosis can lead to failure to identify individuals with the condition during its early stage until significant functional loss has occurred. And two, hard detection. In early stage, usually didn't show any abnormality and high myopia chance optic. The shape which cause natural decrease in RNVL discussed confusion in defining glaucoma. Next.
So the hard detection is cause the RNFL decreasing is natural. It's natural of aging of person. There will be a decrease is RNFL. So uh there will be hard to detect because it is in many cases is a natural decrease. Next.
Okay, machine learning for diagnosis. Why we start the diagnosis glaucoma? Uh, we have the classification scheme in machine learning is suitable for diagnosis glaucoma. This is a more effective glaucoma detection machine learning. Sorry, tiba-tiba ke close. Okay, machine
Okay,
learning
it's
for
okay.
okay. Okay, machine learning for diagnosis. Why? The classification scheme in machine learning is suitable for diagnosis glaucoma. A more effective glaucoma detection machine learning model would be very helpful to clinicians. Okay, in the diagnosis of glaucoma, we have a recent study in Chen et al. Called Pomet et al. Dizius et al., Barella et al., and Sylvia et al. Okay, next.
So, in conclusion, these recent studies are uh, have a similar result. that machine learning is good for diagnosing glaucoma disease. Okay, next.
Okay, the problem that needs to be solved. One, low prediction power. The black box models, such as SVM and deep learning algorithm, show good prediction power. However, it is difficult to understand why the model gives the prediction result and hard to explain. The trade-off between prediction power and interpretability is one of the well-known issues in machine learning. The black box models, such as SVM and deep learning algorithm show good prediction power.
Okay,
Next,
next.
research intention. Okay, in research intention, we need, therefore, the machine learning model are not entirely suitable for medical diagnosis because clinicians want to know but the prediction and the reason for the prediction. And the goal of this study is to develop a machine learning model that has strong prediction power for diagnosis of glaucoma. Okay,
Okay,
next.
next.
Okay, we have the data set 499 total eye data and the 399 data used for training and 100 data used for testing. We have two main dataset features, RNVL and RGCS here 5.0, RF, SVM, and KNN are model that use.
So the 300 data used for training and 100 for testing is the 80 by 20 data splits. Okay, next.
Next, the data procedure. Okay, we have examination, extraction, evaluation, developing, evaluating, and analyzing. Next, datasets participants. The datasets record the medical records of patients who underwent optical coherence tomography or OCT and VF examination at Dankook University Hospital and Gyeongsang National University Hospital between January to 2012 and November to
2015.
2050. Were reviewed. In data result, uh, in total, 297 cases of eyes of patients with glaucoma, uh, POAG or NTG, and 202 cases of eyes of patients with glaucoma were included.
Next.
Participant inclusion and exclusion. The inclusion criteria for glaucoma arts were best correct visual acuity of two inclusion criteria for glaucoma arts were best correct visual acuity of two of
To
two
to those.
to those uh 40 or better. Normal anterior
Oh,
segment on a slit lamp examination and diagnosis of glaucoma by the breast principal investigator or co-investigator. Exclusion criteria were as follows in addition to those who do not meet the inclusion criteria: history of ocular inflammation of trauma, and the presence of concurrent retinal disease, optic nerve disease other than glaucoma, or a brain disorder that could influence the visual field result.
So the conclusion of the participants that were included in this test are as said, and there are also characteristic for patients that are get excluded from this data. Next.
Next to feature selection and the select code feature for building the learning model. Firstly, we remove the features that contain missing values in over 50% of all cases. We then perform a t-test against the rest of the features to see the class variability of the features. As a result, the features to uh, to uh,
2 till
to
8 and
the
10 till
features,
12.
yes, were like because the for RNVL feature contain partial information about RNVL, and we need to reflect all RNVL.
So from this, from the first feature, from the feature that uh were collected from first data collection, there is 12 features, and it get uh selected. The first one is the data set that have 50% or more uh, missing values will get removed, and t-test performance against the rest of the feature. And then the result, the feature were selected 2 till 8, that is age, ocular pressure, cornea thickness, RNFL. And then 10 till 12, that is MD, or median deviation, median, PhD, and GHD. And then the RNFL itself, we uh, combine four of those numbers to make one RNFL for men. So we combine those and check the the rata-rata. Next,
Next,
silakan.
the final step of feature selection was to sort good features from candidates features. We perform a classification test on every combination of the feature subset on candidates features using the CF 5.0 algorithm. In the glaucoma group, PSD, GHD, ocular pressure, and H have high values, whereas MD and RNVL for mean have low values. In the case of cornea thickness, the healthy control group has a little bit higher value than glaucoma group.
Okay,
Next.
next. These are data uh, apa ya namanya? Bahkan bahasa bahasa Indonesianya aku nggak tahu. eh Satuan. What is
Iya,
the
satu.
satuan in English? Satuan in English. Wait,
Oke.
kita Google Kita Google dulu. Apa bahasa Inggrisnya satuan? Unit of weight. Okay, unit of measurement of these features. So the first one is age. We use years, and then for ocular pressure, the data use milligram Hg. Hg is for air raksa, and then cornea thickness is used micrometer, and then RNF L4 man is used same micrometer, and then the MD. Oops, got changed. MD or deviation is decibel. The PhD, the pattern standard deviation is using decibel, and then the VFI or visual field index we're using percent. Okay, next.
Next, the learning model evaluation criteria. We have fundamental criteria is the accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, likelihood ratio, and ROC or LOC have been widely used as criteria for evaluating a diagnosis model. The following terms are fundamental to understanding the utility of them. One is true positive, false positive, true negative, and false negative.
Okay, next.
Next, uh, the true positive is the patient has a disease and the prediction is positive. False positive, the patient does not have a disease, but the prediction is positive. Uh, True negative, the patient does not have a disease and the prediction is negative. The false negative, it, it is the patient has a disease, but the prediction is negative. Next,
Next.
the learning model evaluation criteria. We have accuracy. The accuracy of a diagnosis model refers to ability of the model to correctly identify those patients with the disease and without the disease. Next, sensitivity. The sensitivity of a diagnosis model refers to the ability of the model to correctly identify those patients with the disease. Next, s-
Next.
specificity and next, specificity and likelihood. The specificity of a diagnosis model refers to the ability of the test to correctly identify those patients without the disease, and the likelihood ratio is defined as the ratio of expected test results in subjects with a certain disease to the subjects without the disease. Next,
Okay, next.
we have a likelihood. The likelihood ratio for positive test results tells us how much more likely the positive test result is occur in subjects with the disease compared to those without the disease, and likelihood ratio for negative test results represent the ratio of probability that a negative result will occur in subjects with the disease of the probability. Next,
Next.
ROC and AOC. The receiver operating characteristic or ROC both expresses relationship between sensitivity and one negative specificity, the closer the ROC curve in locate of upper left hand corner, the better the model. The area under the curve or ROC can have any value between 0 and 1, and it is a good indicator of the goodness of the model. Next.
Next, we got into trial and discussions. The first one is us importing the necessary libraries for this SVM model building. And then the next is data loading and preparation. Here we upload the data and then we set the label to be a feature that have glaucoma in it. Here is the glaucoma index is 1 for uh, healthy group and 0 for patient with glaucoma. Next is data processing. Here we apply SMODE for uh, more balanced data. So it will be easier and more uh, present the data will be. And then here is the model evaluation. In this model, we looking for the accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, AUC and ROC, and then likelihood ratio plus and likelihood ratio minus. And then in the base training model. So we are using three model, the base model and then the tune model. The tune model were modify using hyper tuning, hyper parametric tuning. And then the last one is the assemble, where we assemble the base model and the tune model. Okay, this is the hyperparametric tuning. So we aim for searching for the best parameter for this model. So in here we are looking the best C values, gamma values, kernel values. So the kernel we using is sigmoid, RBF, linear, and one more that I honestly forgot. And then the class width values. And oops. And then we get the statistic of the tune model. So we got what are the best parameters and then what the best balance accuracy and what's the accuracy, sensitivity and the specificity of the tune model. And then we after get the models, we visualize the result into a graph, some of bar graph and some are only bar graph. And then we actually save the graph into a PNG files for informations. And then the experiment management. Here we try to do assemble uh, those tune model and the base model. So in hope of the aim for this experiment is to get higher uh, accuracy and performance wise between the base and the tune model. And then this is the comparison model. So it is the same. We after we get the result of the each model and each data split scheme, we compare those metrics, those values to get to know which one are the best models. I mean, okay, this is the main function. So, in test size, so we use three data scheme. The first one is 80 by 20, the 80 by the 75 by 25, and then the 60 by 40 data splits. So the first one is the 80 by 20 data split result. In here, we see that the training samples is 399 and the testing samples is 100. And then we build the base model performance. We get 89% accuracy, 88% sensitivity, and then 90% of specificity. And then the RC value are 97.33. And then the likelihood plus we got 8.8. And then the likelihood ratio minus we get 0.12. And then we tune the model. We actually the testing of the parameters we make it into an Excel files. So let me hook up show up the files real quick. Okay. Okay, for 80 by 20. So this is the file. So this is the 80 by 20. This is by 60 by 40. And then this is 75 by 25. But actually, please move this window away. Okay, so this is so we actually have tried to ini share screen-ku keluar nggak? Kamu commute.
Sorry, share screen kamu yang ini nggak keluar.
Oke, jadi entah kenapa saya let me close my share screen real quick. Okay, and then I should able to share again. Is it okay? Aman, aman. Okay, so actually we try a couple of data splits other than what we just present. The first one is 90 by 90 by 10, and the result was really astonishing for me to say. So we got 100% accuracy. So if you see the RBF here, sorry, the RBF here, this is the best one. So we got 100% accuracy, 100% sensitivity, 100% specificity, and 100% balance accuracy, 100% ROC value, infinite amount of LR plus, and zero of LR minus. So this is pretty confusing because well, 100% accuracy is absolutely good, but also at the same time it is uh very unreal, very too good to be true, I will be say. Okay, so back to the presentations. And then here are the confusion matrix. So for the best model, we get the false positive in 4 and false negative in 7. After the model being tuned itself, it got a decrease uh, so much in 50% in the false positive, and then more 700% in the false negative. So this is really an improvement we have here. And then this is the RC value. So we got 0.97. We do actually uh, have the same result in RZ value between tune and not the base model, I mean. And then the future importance. So the most important feature here are RFL format, and then followed by PhD, and then follow again by MD. And then this is the 70 by 25 data splits. So we got in the best model itself, we got 96% accuracy, 97.3% sensitivity, and then 94.12% in specificity. And then for the 60 by 40 data splits, we got 97.5% in accuracy, and then 93.28% of sensitivity, and 96.3% in specificity. Okay, this is the comparison. So the best model, the best data splits, we have are the 80 by 20 data splits. So uh, the accuracy, the best one is 97%. The sensitivity is 98.33%. The specificity is 95%. The ROC value is 97.04%, and the likelihood ratio plus is 19.67 point, and the likelihood ratio minus is 0.0175. And then we get into the bar graph. So here we actually see that the RR minus in oh sorry, I mean the RR plus, the best one is in 60 by 40 uh data splits. This happened because uh the 60 by 40 has a better and has more data to test more than 80 by 20. And then the comparison in model performance, we actually see that uh, almost in everything the 80 by 20 is winning except the specificity. This our result actually come close, almost similar to the result in uh, the journal. So we see the best one is 80 by 20. So these SVM we got same 0.97. The sensitivity is the same also 0.833 0.9 83, and then the specificity we got the 0.95, and then the LR plus we got 19.67, but the LR minus we got actually more lower than the journal result. We got 0.075. We got lower by 0.0005 point. So that's the conclusion we have. We actually get pretty close to what uh, the journal result, and the high accuracy of these models really help to detect glaucoma, but the random forest has uh, more accuracy, more in 0.01 point, which is uh is huge in terms of medical uh, testing, we say. And then that's it. Mungkin Lala bisa penutupan. Silahkan 2 menit lagi.
Okay, thank you for watching. Uh, um, Thank you, Mr. Hendra, and thank you, my partners is David. Okay.
Thank you, Nala. If we have wrong words and wrong pronunciations, we say sorry. And to other uh, chance, Mr. Hendra, thank you so much for today, your time to watch this video. And this is Team 11. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oke, udah selesai. Langsung end aja deh. Thank you, Nala.